Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my highly unconventional review for Beat 'em Up Collection from QUBYTE Classics. So dear viewers, this particular game released at some point in the bloody past, and you're probably wondering to yourself, OCG, you oh so talented chap, you, what the hell is this game? And I'm so glad that you asked, dear viewer. This is a collection of about 7 beat-em-up video games. First Samurai, Second Samurai, Gourmet Warriors, Iron Commando, Legend, Water Margin, A Tale of Clouds and Wind, Sword of Sodan, and that's it. So I'm sure I don't have to explain to you what a bloody beat-em-up is, dear viewers, but essentially it's just like those Streets of Rage games that you'll have played back in the 1990s. Usually side-scrollers going from left to right, beating them up enemies, picking up health pickups via food. But there is a couple of games in this collection that don't quite fit with that description. Most notably First Samurai 1 and Second Samurai. Instead, these games play much more like platformer games in which you have to collect a certain amount of items which will unlock a gate at the end of the stage, in which you'll then get to take on the boss fight. And these games are probably the worst of the collection, to be honest. They're not beat-em-up games at all. Why they even deemed to include them in this collection is bloody beyond me. But I suppose if you played these games when they originally came out on the Atari, or was it the Atari ST, then maybe you have some nostalgia for them and want to play them in this particular collection. Quite frankly though, I didn't find them to be enjoyable at all. I will say that Second Samurai is definitely the better of the two games, though it still falls into that same collect X amount of items to unlock a gate so you can progress, go on and take on some bloody abysmal boss. There's an absolutely terrible sequence in which you're riding on top of a bloody dinosaur. Don't ask. And you have to collect these, spirits and pots or whatever the hell they are, but you have to go so fast it makes jumping over the obstacles as much a pain in the arse as it was in bloody Battletoads. Not for me. Though, like I said, the second game is definitely the better of the two. It's the better looking game. The gameplay is much more akin to a beat-em-up, I suppose. Another game I despised in this collection would be Sword of Sodan. Sword of Sodan. Has absolutely nothing to do with Sodom. Great movie though. And what can I say is really wrong about this game? Well, just look at it. Absolutely appalling looking. Look at how the bloody witch is controlled. So you'll basically just go from side to side, attempting to stab these enemies. There's a sequence later on in which you have to do some platforming, which is absolutely abysmal, considering how absolutely terrible it is just controlling this character going from bloody left to right. You can pick up potions which will replenish your health, give you invincibility, make your sword shoot out flames or some such nonsense. But this game is absolutely appalling. Nice death animation though, especially the guts sticking out. That's something I highly approve of. Guts spilling out just happens to be on my top 10 favorite fetishes of all time. 'Tis true. Though I have been told by my psychiatrist to never admit that in public, so let's just move on, shall we? So if you are going to pick up this collection, all of your enjoyment is going to come from the other 4 games. Games like Legend, which definitely has that golden axe aesthetic going for it. You know, taking down thieves, taking down orc-like creatures, picking up money, all of that good shit. And thankfully, unlike that bloody Sword of Sodom, or whatever the hell it's called, this game doesn't control like complete and utter arse. In fact, this is a very enjoyable little beat-em-up game with the usual boss fights at the end of the stages, mini-bosses, jump kicks, hacking enemies with your sword. You can collect keys which you can use to unlock chests in the bonus stage in the game. Rather fun. And of course you pick up food to heal your character. If you played games like Golden Axe, you'll probably enjoy this one very, very much. And of course, for any of these games, if you happen to find them just a little bit too difficult for your liking, you can open up a menu, you can scroll down, and you'll get access to cheats for all of these games. Though, of course, the hardcore gamers among you might scoff at the very notion of cheating in a retro video game. Well, I don't, and I happily use the cheats for probably every game in this collection. Most notably because I was trying to rush through the game so I could get to this review, but certainly didn't detract from my enjoyment of these games, that's for damn sure. This boss is absolutely no match for me and my magic and sword abilities. Oh, get down. No, that's not the command I gave you, boss. I said get down and boogie. No, sorry, not get down and boogie. I meant to say get down and stay down. There, much better. Going into the future, we have Iron Commando, with the usual science fiction bollocks, of course. Meteor, world destruction, and of course, being set in the future, we can use guns in this game. This one probably bears the most resemblance to Streets of Rage in terms of visuals and gameplay. Beating up street thugs, taking their weapons, eating apples, picking up their weapons to beat the crap out of them. Now I have a shotgun. Ho, ho, ho. Not really much else to say about it, dear viewers. If you enjoy Streets of Rage, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Interesting, it says here Gourmet Squad when the game's actually called... No. Why did I think the game is called Gourmet Warriors? Am I misquoting myself? 3 playable characters. Let's play as Mademoiselle. This is another futuristic Streets of Rage type one. I like the graphics in this game. Reminds me a lot of the Capcom beat-em-ups that we had in the 1990s. Games like The Punisher, Alien vs. Predator. Absolutely splendid. This character also reminds me a little bit of Chun-Li. Look at all that exposed flesh. Positively indecent. Somewhere in the far reaches of the internet, there's a weirdo living in his mother's basement who wants to make passionate love to that metallic, decapitated head. Oh yes, the game also has small people in it too. We can just walk over them. Ha ha! Somewhere in the far reaches of the internet, there's also people who like to be walked over. Mostly by people wearing high heels. Yes, this game even lets us summon a doppelganger who's going to assist us on this little quest of ours. And even better yet, if you get bored beating up the enemies, you can just beat up your doppelganger. See? Ha Anyway, this game also has a weird mini-game you do in between the stages where you can cook food from ingredients you have gathered in the stage, and it'll give you, I don't know, a health power-up or some such nonsense. Oh, a piece of meat. I know where she wants to put that. Ha ha! I knew I was right. Gourmet Warriors the game is called. Then why does the bloody title screen say Gourmet Squad? God damn it, I love it when I'm right. I'm gonna give myself a stroke in the leg for that. Oh wait, that's not my leg. Last and most certainly not least, we have Water Margin, a tale of clouds and breaking wind. Once again, we get to choose from 3 delightful looking characters. This is another kind of Golden Axe type game with visuals that once again remind me of, bizarrely, Disney's Aladdin on the Super Nintendo. But that was a Capcom game, and like I said in the last one, I do like those Capcom beat-em-ups from the 1990s. Capcom should keep doing them or re-release them. Especially that Alien vs. Predator one. I really enjoy that one. That might even be my favorite Alien vs. Predator game in existence. Yeah. There's my controversial statement for the day. So like I said, dear viewers, couple of duds in this collection, but for the most part, it's pretty enjoyable. Especially if you like beat-em-up games and you, like myself, haven't played most of the ones in this collection. So if you enjoy what you've seen here, maybe give it a try for yourselves. It's very often on sale on the PlayStation Store, and I'm sure it's on Xbox as well, so have at it. Therefore, I'm going to declare that this particular collection is very good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, another review from yours truly. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then, feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Yes, that's right, you bastards. Bow down to this sexy Golden Axe type character. Ha ha! Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.